But the topic is, I was thinking would be fun to just take um, a coffee shop, any kind of like let's assume you have a coffee shop and you're trying to create all kinds of visuals for your brand new coffee shop, and all you have is just your logo. So let's say you've got a logo that you love the color palette, you kind of like the feel, but you want to make sure that whatever you produce, like whatever marketing material you have, let's say on the social media or the flyers that you're passing around, or even the menu, are all in the same style. So I wanted to show you different ways you can use just one starter visual with that to come up with a variety of different visuals. So that's pretty much the theme of today's Hangout. And I am gonna share my screen, and let me try just sharing Adobe Firefly. Let me know if you see the website.
Looks good to me.
Awesome. Okay, so let me go back to Firefly. So to start with, we'll go to text to image. So to get to text to image, you go to firefly.adobe.com and then click on text to image. So once you land on text to image, I was just going to start with a very simple prompt as like a coffee with croissant. So when you just type in a prompt, not using the default settings, what Firefly does is it's trying to figure out if you're trying to generate an illustration or a photo. Sometimes it gives you two options. So right now it picked a photo image for you. So it's pretty much coffee with croissant. So it looks pretty realistic, but these are just nice images. They're not on brand. And let's say you have a logo in mind that you would like to use for all of your visuals. So I'm just uploading the logo. Just wanted to show you what it looks like. So it's really minimalistic. It's got typical coffee shop colors, so like warm brown, orange, kind of representing coffee and pastries, and very, just the lines and the colors. So since it's really minimalistic, once we apply to it this image to the generations and click on generate, we should get the generations that are within the same style. So it will be pretty minimalistic, also just oranges and browns. But again, Firefly has its own mind. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So you have to sometimes try it multiple times and just try different settings to see what you come up with. So this is what it came up with. And these are pretty cute for, let's say, some of the elements you want to use on your website or on your social media or even on your flyers. Very in line with the logo. So if you want to save some of them, you just click on Save to Favorites. They will be saved in your favorites gallery. So to access that gallery, you go to the home page and gallery. Not gallery, sorry, favorites. And that's where you'll see your favorites. So let's go back um, to our generations. So to go back to the generations, you can just use the back button on your browser, and then obviously the forward button if you want to go to the page you just accessed. So let's say I like these generations, but I'm looking for something more realistic that I can apply further to my generations. So to get from this really minimalistic view to something more realistic, you just need to start applying different settings in the settings menu, and then just saving and resaving the images that you see that are on brand, more detailed, and then just using those images instead of the logo image for the new generations. So let's try applying the photo content type, taking the visual intensity all the way to the left. What it does is that we're telling Firefly that we want to generate something very photorealistic. So if you take it all the way to the right, it's generating something that looks more CGI. If you take the settings all the way to the left, you would generate something that looks like a photograph. And for the style strength, since it's really minimalistic, we probably want to take it also all the way to the bottom. So only the colors are applied, and then the visual intensity also is takes over the generation. And I actually also like to use some of the photo settings to really get the message across that I'm trying to create a photo, not an illustration. So in the photo settings, you can use the different aperture or shutter speed or field of view settings, or also in the composition, you can apply the different types of photography. So since it's an image of a cup with a croissant, let's apply macro photography and generate. So the main idea is for us to arrive at an image that has the same color palette and feel, but also we start getting, more a variety of images that we can then later apply to our generations. So this one looks kind of, within the same color palette. This one does. Um, Let me try taking macro photography out and regenerating and see if I get a better quality image. Oh, it did not work. So I noticed that applying the photography settings actually helps a lot
This
with
is,
kind of getting, uh-huh,
I was going to say, this is what you were talking about earlier when you said Firefly has a mind of its own. There's a lot of different things that can happen when you start applying these settings.
exactly. And I feel like, unfortunately, I can't just do a super clean demo here because, while I'm generating, I have no idea what will come up. But this is also a part of the fun, right? Because you're getting completely different images every single time, and some of them like are actually better than what you were expecting. So for this image, I've applied the close-up photo setting, still kept the photo content type, and I still have my logo design. So I would say this image actually represents my uh, color palette really well. So I can just download this image and also add it to my favorites. So I keep it for later. So now I can go back and reapply, change the reference image to a newly generated image. So this is the image we've just generated. This is, yes, the image I own. And let's say now I can apply this newly generated image with my color palette to generate something else. So the next thing I wanted to generate just to show you like how you can, yes, how you can create backgrounds for your flyers or even posts, um, is by just generating something as simple as an empty coffee shop. And to make sure that it is empty, I would also okay, so I go to the settings menu, scroll all the way down, click on advanced settings, and we have an option to exclude um, specific elements from the image. So here I want to exclude people, just to be on the safe side that it's getting the message. And also I'll take out these settings. So first I want to see the default generations, and then we'll start playing. So what I've done is just I've put again the visual intensity to the middle, style strength to the middle, and I took out the photo settings. You can take them out by just clicking on the X button in the prompt bar. And let's click on generate. So the only thing I'm actually using here is a new reference image. And then I'm also excluding the people as elements from the generation. So now it's generating a coffee shop for me using a new image, right? So it's still within my brand, still got the same colors. Um, I mean, it looks nice, but maybe I want for it to be a little bit more realistic. So again, let's try adding the photo content type and taking the visual intensity down. What it does, it's making it more photorealistic. And some of these images are Nicer than others. Oh, interesting fact. I think I mentioned it last time. So when you apply a reference image, um, it doesn't just look at the colors and whether it's a photo or it's a 3D image. It's actually also looking at what's in the image. So since we do have a cup in the image, it's also generating these cups for us. So another way to really manipulate what you're generating next is by, let's say you want to just have really an overview, like a view of the coffee shop. You don't want like cups in the image. So I think um, like this one, this well, this image looks better. So let's just download this one and use this image as our reference instead of the one with the cup. Well, I've already done a few downloads here. I'll just use one of the ones I've used. So I wanted to show you the difference. So you can just really kind of keep downloading and downloading and just, well, this one is not really on brand. The other one was more on brand. But just to show you the difference, like how it's based on your reference image, you will actually generate you'll generate different scenes. So here, because I've used a coffee shop image, it's kind of like giving me coffee shop scenes. And let's say I want to use this coffee shop scene, and I actually want to add people there. So take out the people from the exclusions, and then add, let's say, barista serving coffee. So I wanted to show you the difference. So right now, the reference image is only a coffee shop. So there are no cups, like no like close-ups of the cups. So it kind of gives you this scene of like barista serving coffee. So you see like it's a coffee shop. You see the coffee machines in the back. But let's say, and I know some of them are better than others, so you need to play with the settings. But just to show you the difference, let's say we use the same prompt, but now we use our coffee mug as the reference image. So it's the same prompt, no additional settings, and I'm just using a different reference image.
What's gonna happen?
Uh, so
We need to get
what's
sound
gonna happen?
effects.
I know.
Do-do-do-do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what it did is now it's giving you a mug with the latte or coffee in the image. So because you did use an image with coffee in it, now Firefly is looking at that reference image and deciding, okay, she actually wants to kind of have the coffee in the center of this image. So because of my reference image, it gave me this, like a barista serving coffee, but the coffee is kind of like the center of the generation. So just to show you the comparison. So here's the first generation and here's the second generation. So again, like um, if you want to manipulate what you're generating, get very creative with your reference images. And again, I would say the main thing that you can do here is really play with the effects. Like the best generations I actually got were like I used really surprising effects for them. Now, of course, I don't remember which one that was.
That's always the challenge, remembering the recipe.
And that's why, yeah, I need to copy the links. I think it was shoot, I really don't remember. It was marble, something marble effect. Was it
For
really
everyone
working?
who's watching, what Lilia was referring to when she said copy the links is if you have an image and you really like the way the settings turned out, if you generate a share link, all of those will be saved within that link. So you can favorite it, but also copying a share link is a really
Yeah,
good way to keep track of that.
yes. Let me actually do it just to show what comes up when you open the link. So you go to the download menu, then copy link. You copy the link. and you can just paste it wherever you want to paste it. So I just pasted it in the chat, and if you open the link, you'll actually see the reference image that we were using for the generation, the actual prompt, and any other settings that we've been using while generating. So it's really easy to replicate that similar generation if you're looking for that particular style. So I can't remember exactly, but so the next thing I wanted to show is like how you can use, let's say, a similar style, but you want to create something seasonal. So um, shoot, I did not save any of the images I was creating. So I also wanted to show you like the styles that I've actually generated, which I really liked. Again, by using just very different techniques. So this style I generated by using starting with the same logo, but then I used the art type, so it's not a photo. And then I also I didn't use the logo. I actually used something similar to a cup with a croissant, and then I just used art instead of photo. So I kind of went back and forth, right? So I started with the logo, generated a photo, but then used the photo to generate the artwork. So what that did is I used something more detailed, but still within the same color scheme to generate an illustration that is still detailed, but and has the same color scheme. But which I would not be able to do by just using the logo. Because if I use the logo, it would be super minimalistic, just lines. So you can really kind of bounce back and forth, try to generate something more realistic, save it as a file, then just upload it as a reference image, and just go back and forth between different styles, apply different effects. Where at the end, what you're getting is like it's just all on brand, all still with the same feel, same color palette, but then completely different artwork. So it can be illustrations, it can be minimal, it can be very photorealistic. It can be something that looks just a coffee scene, or it can be something that obviously has been generated by, has been designed. So you can really play with these settings to come up with very different styles of artwork. So this is an example of, using again, just barista serving coffee, but I've used an illustration reference image. So it really took that same style and applied it. Well, this one is some. If you can get to something that you really were looking for. So, but then this is again, I mean, if you're looking, like if you have a social media feed and you're looking for something that still has the same um, feel, right? It's still on brand. You can just really play with various content types. And then let's get more creative here. Let's try getting more realistic here. And then I actually kind of liked playing with a coffee mug, Christmas ornament generations.
Oh yeah, I feel like all the Christmas stuff is really fun right now. There's so much you can do. Anyone who's watching, if you expand the chat in the upper right corner by clicking on the little chat icon, you can see that Gus and Katerina and I are all kind of riffing on these images that Liliya is showing us, and you can do the same thing. So if you make anything fun while you're watching this, generate a share link, put it in chat. We want to see it.
Yeah, let me share a couple links maybe if you want to play with them. So this is just, again, using that same illustration style. And it just like starts, like the images I was getting, like some of them were just so interesting and creative. I was like, oh, actually, I would like an ornament like that. So let me show you something that's more photorealistic. So what I'm doing is, again, yes, I am. I'm just sharing the link, the chat, and let me try. So I'm just gonna upload a different image that I've generated using the same prompts. Um, that is more realistic. Let's try this one. And let's apply some of the effects here. So maybe let's apply, oh, I think this one, a marble effect. That's the one I was looking for, I think.
Ooh, those are pretty.
I know, these are really cute. Oh, I love this one. Look at this one. I love it. So maybe try wood carving was also fun. I would take out the marble effect because if you add too many effects to your generation, sometimes it's too many. It's uh, Firefly just doesn't know exactly what you're looking for and just starts generating really random stuff. So I just added the wood carving effect. So what I've done, so I'm still using my reference image, which is kind of realistic looking. It has some, like I would say it's like more CGI because, we did ask for that effect. It was generated from a logo. And then okay, guys, your trick is not working anymore. Come on, I can do it. Um,
Whoa, the wood
that
carving
is
latte
so
art.
weird. Yeah, I mean it's kind of fun. I mean, I would see this being used in some of the social media posts, right? Especially like around Christmas time, or even as an idea, like for some of the ornaments like that. You actually want to put together like that are on brand. Maybe like add a logo to one of these. But again, like this is a great starting point, where you just want to um, play around with the concepts and see what comes up. And then some of these you can just take to Express, add text, or Photoshop, or Illustrator like Gus does, and then maybe vectorize it, or use it as a reference image for your vector art that you might later use for I don't know, a t-shirt or anything else that you need in your small business. So this is again like something that you can play with. So what I've done here, I took the style strength all the way down because we want to make sure that whatever is generating is being generated is still using the effects that we're applying. And then since I am trying to create something that's more realistic, I did take the visual intensity all the way down. And then I just added a wood carving effect here. Okay, so if we take these effects and just add, let's say, something that will create a more realistic look. So let's try macro photography since it's just one element we're generating. This is nerve-wracking because like you have no idea what's coming up. Um, so these are cute, but what I'm seeing is like they're not really on brand. So let's actually try getting the style strength back up.
I wonder if the steam in the reference image is why it keeps wanting to make a candle. Like it thinks it's smoke or something.
Oh,
It's so interesting how it interprets
that's,
these things.
I think you're right. Um, because it's funny because I did not have that. My generations were completely different when I did like when I tried this. So let's try one without any steam. See what happens. Da-da-da-da.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, we have the new reference, so it has to take it in.
Let's try mug. Let's take maybe that's what I did. Maybe I just did like a coffee or maybe even a latte
I
crystals
really want a coffee Christmas ornament now, though. I can't believe I don't have one on my tree. It's definitely, we definitely have a coffee household.
There were a couple weeks ago, John and I were talking about how, with like the advent and the inclusion of some 3D tools, hopefully at some point into Firefly, that like you could foresee like generating a 3D model of a Christmas ornament, like a coffee mug Christmas ornament, and then you could print it on a 3D printer and like have it physically in your hand uh, pretty quickly, which is like wild to me.
Be
So
so
I don't think we're
amazing.
far away from being able to just like actually make Christmas ornaments that start with some AI prompt.
Oh
Oh,
my god, you're all set for gifts too. It's like,
Yeah.
so while I'm still playing with different settings, so I'm trying to like take out some of the effects that I've applied, see if I actually come up with something I like. Because I was able to like create some really amazing like just really cool Christmas, actual Christmas ornaments, and it's not cooperating here.
Lilia
Um,
is about to apply an age old trick, which is that if things are not working, it often makes sense to strip things away and try to figure out, build it back up and try to figure out what's going on.
yeah, well, yeah, it's just not. Oh gosh, I wish I saved that image and I did not. But I got like really cool generations while I was playing with it last time, and I didn't save them. So, but anyway, I would say play with this, try different effects, see if you can come up with something you're actually looking for. I would say, it's just all trial and error, and that's the beauty of it, right? It's art. So you're just while you're trying, you can try, you can just apply the effects. You can take the strength, visual intensity down or up and see, or like even apply different content type and see if you're actually like you can come up with something that you were looking for. Um, so that's one way. For one last thing I wanted to show was how you can create the backgrounds. So again, like for the background, if it's a coffee shop, I would still go back to a very minimalistic view. So for us, it's our initial logo, and then you can just ask actually for like a background. So maybe background with coffee beans. Oh, and I did not change the style. So let's see what happens. So this would be like nice to use in your social media posts, again, flyers. And then let's actually take this down. And I also noticed sometimes you just want to tell Firefly to like put things off center so you do have space to type or like space to actually add some other elements into. So you can just play with different ways of positioning. So here I asked for Firefly to generate something that's, like giving me more space for text. So let's say you like this image, and you want to add text. You can actually go to edit, and in the very bottom, you see the add text click action. And when you click on it, I don't think you'll be able to see it because I'm going out of Firefly, right? Can you see it?
I see you're in Express now.
Oh, okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Because I just, oh,
And we
yay,
had a
awesome.
huge bunch of people join us. I think that's what Gus is about to say. Our notifications keep going out late. We're still going though, so everyone chats in the upper right. Click on Lilia's screen icon to expand it, and welcome in. We are recording this, so if you missed anything, we'll have that to share later today.
Awesome. Yeah, so you can easily, so I'm guessing you can see my screen switching. So you can easily add text, you can remove background, you can also add animations if you need to by just going to the edit menu and then to one of the Adobe Express click actions. So in this case, I just clicked on add text and it automatically landed me in Express with my image auto-populated. And now to add text, I just click on text and I can type my text and then move it so wherever I need it to be moved. So welcome to my coffee shop. Oop. So if I need to adjust it and move it, I can easily do that. You can change the fonts, styles. So obviously here you can just play with the effects any way you like. So that's also a quick way to create social media posts. And I'm not here to market Express, but obviously once you're done, you can actually schedule these social media posts to go out at a certain time. And you can also add animations. There's a lot more you can do in Express. But in for our context, you can quickly jump back and forth. So you can go back to Firefly, keep generating, and if you like something, you can just keep editing those images in Express. So that's like a nice workflow for you, like if you're trying to create quick and easy social media posts. So that's pretty much it for the branding. So I just wanted to cover how you can. The main point is you don't have to, use just one image for your reference images. So if this is all you've got, you can start with this image, and then once you keep generating, you can just keep um, saving your generations and using these new generations as your image. So once you, let's say you like this, you downloaded it. So next time you generate, Firefly is actually going to look at this composition. So it sees that you've got specific color palette, you've got a specific level of detail, and also here, like you've got coffee beans. So it's going to use all of these elements, all of this information to generate your next generation. So what's going to happen, next generation is not going to look like your logo, because right now this looks more like my logo. So if I use the same, like this generation, just quickly to show, because since many people have joined. So just to generate a coffee shop scene, and I am using this background generation as a reference image, it will be now more detailed. So it will actually be different from what I would generate using just the logo image. So that's the main idea. You just need to play. You just need to use different images and just keep on generating, regenerating. Once you like something, obviously download it. And then if you want something more realistic, you just need to play with these settings. Just ask Firefly to generate something more realistic by using photo content type, taking the visual intensity all the way to the left. What it means is that it will generate a photorealistic image for you. You can also play with the style strength, so you can take it all the way to the top, and what it tells it, please keep it within the same style, or all the way to the bottom where it tells it, hey, you can just keep the color palette, but please generate something new for me. And then you can also apply different settings by using the effects. So the effects, like we used marble effect, metal effect, wood carving effect. You can also use different photo effects. So it can be, these are color effects, lighting effects, like for instance, golden hour, or like if it's a photo, you actually you can play with like what the outcome looks like, and then the composition. So I really like to use the composition effects when I do want to tell Firefly, hey, yes, I am generating a photo, I'm not generating an illustration. So just play with these effects, and I'm sure once you start playing with them, you'll actually start, coffee shop scene and macro photography might not play well together, but maybe shop from above. And again, since I don't know exactly what will be generated, some of it is garbage, so you just need to kind of reapply settings and maybe take some settings down, take some settings up, and see how the outcomes change. So just play with this, and I'm sure you'll be able to arrive at like a variety of different images, with which are all on brand.
Awesome.
I think that's it.
Thank you, Lilia. I am probably gonna go make a cup of coffee now, actually. Yeah, everyone, this is
Sounds pretty
recorded.
good.
I'm
I
with
will
you.
upload it and share it in the events channel. And we'll keep on doing more of these. So if there's other things you want to talk about in the web app, let us know. All right.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Bye,
Thanks so
everyone.
much.
Thanks. It was really fun.
Yeah.
See you here, same time, same place next week.
Yeah.